The delays and problems that we've had with the live stream today, some equipment issues after the storms that came through here yesterday evening and late last night as well. It's caused a few more issues than we'd expected, so we're having some problems with some of the cameras and drones, but hopefully it's all fixed. We've got a few losers left. They're on the second run. And then we're going to bring you Q3, the fastest 8 riders in the open stand-up. So the situation in luge at the moment, after the first run, it was David Frager from France that set the best time, 2:22.792. But of course, you might be wondering, where is Mr. Street Luge himself, Abdel Madzan? Well, if you've seen it on social media, Abdel had rather serious crash yesterday. Thankfully, he's just about okay. One staple in his arm, but perhaps sensibly decided not to compete today. We wish Abdel all the best, but if you haven't seen the crash, it is on social media. Do check it out on Instagram at WDS Championship is the handle. Colby Parks getting underway for his second run. He was in 4th place, 2:26.207. His time 3.415 off of the pace of David Frager as Colby Parks starts his second run challenge. Trying to better that first run time, move up the hill a little bit. That's the view from turn 6. It's going to be one of the key turns on the course tomorrow. Real slow speed turn, it drops off. Tight right-hander as well, really tricky. We've got 3 street losers left, and then we're just getting some of the guys back to the top of the hill, up the gondola, which I'm not sure you can see from the pictures at the moment, but it is so good here having the gondola to whisk the riders back to the top in reasonable comfort as well. We've had some really hot weather over here for the last few days as Colby Parks now comes into turn 6. You can see just how tight it is. Great protection put there as well. Now the speed really starts to build as well through turn 7. Abdel Madzan hitting 113 kilometers an hour on this track. That is the fastest speed, a track record. But Colby, an experienced rider himself here, coming into what should be turn 8, and this into turn 8 here. Really tricky, high speed, long sweeping right hand turn, and Colby Parks doing a great job pinching that apex as well. 3 riders to go after Colby in luge, and you can see the beautiful vast landscape we've got here in Erzincan, Turkey. Sorry, I've just had a sandwich and I think some of it's still stuck in my teeth. Very smooth, very controlled run as Colby Parks comes into turn 10. Another really difficult turn. He's sitting up, runs it really close to the bales. Not a lot of track left for Colby Parks to negotiate this long straight section before the finish through turn 11. Finish line in sight for Colby Parks, and there it is. So let's see how quickly we get the time through for the Canadian. A 2:24.754. That is his best time. He was 2:26.207 on the first run. Andrei Illich should be up next for Czechia. Temperatures yesterday in this part of the world were up above 30 degrees. Very hot day. There's a lot more cloud cover around. A little bit of wind today. We pulled the schedule forwards. Here is Andrei Illich, the 27-year-old from Czechia, just drifting that board in nicely. And decent exit speed. The man in 3rd place after Q1, 2:24.714. We'll try and pick him up again. But we were expecting to be starting actually round about now with the live stream today, but there's possibility of thunderstorms. So pulling it all forwards a little bit earlier in the day. You can see some of the clouds in the distance. These mountains go up over 3,000 meters in altitude here. Illich, the fast part of the course here. This is where the speed really builds up. Keeping it all together nicely. This is all about the qualifying spot for tomorrow. Getting that first lane choice could be key here. Turn 10, you've got to sit up on these luges. And Illich runs it tight, and a nice line out from the Czech rider. Straight back in into that aerodynamic position. Great work from the drone pilot here. Last turn for Ondrej Illich, and he crosses the line. See if I get a time flash up quickly, or I might have to refresh my screen. 2:24.714 was his time from run number 1. 2:22.387. That is the new fastest time in luge, quicker than David Frager, who's still to come. So Frager, if he wants that top spot in qualifying, is going to have to eke out a little bit more on his final run. Ulri Becker is the next man to go. He's just waiting in the start here. Should have a green course as Illich lights it up with that 2:27.387. Just a fraction over 0.4 of a second quicker than Frager. If you were with us last season back in October, you might remember me saying that Mr. Frager, his equipment didn't turn up. Well, thankfully, it's here today as Ulri Becker from Germany gets underway. Long push with those hands, trying to build up the speed quickly. And then into that position. And turn 1 approaching quickly. I'll just wait for the drone to pick him up. There it is. So, Ulri Becker in third place, 2:24.164. These guys have had a lot of practice time on this course. Most of the athletes sort of getting in round about Tuesday, some arriving Wednesday as well. We had the QS series on Thursday, QS qualifying on Thursday, and then the racing yesterday to get into the championship races this weekend. Turn 5 for Ulri Becker here. He's an artist, I'm led to believe. Took the win in the QS race yesterday. Turn 6 approaching. You can see from that angle on the drone how tight it is, but we go to the fixed camera. Let's hope it works. Well, Ulri Becker through turn 6. Oh, he gets it close to those crash mats, but he keeps it moving. Can he better that time? Can he get under 2:24? His time from the first run, the leading time now. Ondrej Illich, 2:22.387. That is the marker for Becker and for David Frager, who is waiting very patiently in the start area. And then as soon as the stand-up riders are ready, we are going to be getting them on the way for their third and final run. Well, there is Mr. Frager. I do apologise. We've lost sight of Ulri Becker. We've not lost him. We know roughly where he is. On the course somewhere. I mean, I hope. David Frager is getting called forward. Well, the Frenchman, well, it was a little bit of a race to forget for him back in October with the equipment issues, but the community really rallied round and tried their best to give him something to ensure he could get some time on the track after making his way out here back in October. He took it, it was disappointing, he took it in good spirits. The equipment did finally arrive and he was able to race, but of course hadn't spent much time on his equipment or on the track, so it was a difficult weekend. But David Frager from France gets himself moving, 40 years old now. Raced in Cappadocia in Turkey back in 2022. That was a cold race weekend, wasn't it? Slightly different here. High 20s, around about 26 today. David Frager was second in that race, the first time WDSC made the trip to Turkey. Turn 4 now for David Frager. 2:22.387. That is the time that he wants to beat. We've got a time in for Ulri Becker, 2:23.786. Stays in third place, but does improve on his time. This is the turn 5 now for Frager. Aggressive approach. This is the one he wants to get just that little bit quicker and grab top spot again. Is Frager able to do it? The key turn here coming up. Sits up. Gets those feet down. Bit of braking. Frager really keeping it all controlled through there. And it's so key to get your exit speed right. Out of turn 6, through that little sweeping turn 7. And then the speed builds up through here. If you can get the exit right, and particularly in the luge, then you can get a couple of extra kilometers an hour through this section here. Frager really motoring out. Obviously, we don't have split times for you, so we're just going to have to guess, but I think he's going pretty quick here. I think he's stepping it up. That is the rain out of range of that drone. There's the sight back at the start, so it's all about waiting on the time for David Frager. I'll just keep the intensity going in my voice, and we'll see what he is able to do. I'll read the time out as soon as I get it. 2:22.387 is the target time. It was a decent looking run from what we could see from David Frager. I'll grab him afterwards and see what he thought of it. But still no time in yet. There wasn't too much of the course left for Frager, but we want to bring you the time before we maybe just try and grab a chat with one or two of the stand-up riders as well. We've got the time in for David Frager, 2:23.860. Second place, not as quick as his first round. So Ondrej Illich takes qualifying. He qualifies in first spot. Frager in second. Ulri Becker third. Colby Parks fourth. Andy Spate fifth. Arkadiusz Kowalski sixth. Phil Spencer seventh. Ian Martland in eighth. And we're going to go over to Gemma, who has Mr. Diego Poncelet with her.
Somebody's unplugged something somewhere again. I can't fucking believe it.
The control is like just an incredible feeling, yeah.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Diego. We wish you lots of luck for your heat, and hopefully we'll see you back here and talk to you afterwards.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Diego had lots of really good stuff to say. So, as we're getting ready for Q3 for the Open Stand-Up qualifying, this is a top 8 shootout. I'll run through the top 8 for you now. So, after Q2, it is Diego Poncelet with a 2:23.156. Adrian Payel in second, not far behind, 2:23.304. Greguar Schwab sitting in third place, 2:24.364 his best. Owen Fox, my commentary partner from last season. Thankfully he's fully fit, so he's able to race today, although very much enjoyed working with Owen last year. 2:25.070. Stefano Barbatti in fifth place. 2:26.132 for him. Fabio Minning in sixth. 2:26.195. Antoan Carotti in seventh, 2:26.437, and Dexter Manning, the Canadian, 2:26.773. He is the last man into the top 8 Q3 race. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Who is going to take top spot in Q3, and the pole position or first lane choice throughout the heats tomorrow should be going in reverse order, so it should be Dexter Manning up first. My commentary position, I can't quite see round. Oh, I can see Dexter. He's just about ready to start, so hopefully we'll get Dexter moving pretty quickly. There's been some super quick times on this course. A lot of improvements on the road from last season as well. It's been resurfaced, and you might even be able to tell from the start section as well. It's been resurfaced pretty heavily in other parts of the course as well. They've done a wonderful job, so huge thank you to everyone that's helped put this event on. The local community here in Erzincan, Dag Mountain here, this ski and snowboard resort in the winter. You get a lot of snow. It does get very, very cold here in this part of the world. So there was a crack in the road as well. That was a lot of chat about that last year. The crack has been fixed as well. So everything running a little bit smoother out on the racetrack. Dexter Manning on the start, just waiting for the green light to go. Hopefully timing is ready. So Dexter Manning out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. If you're up in Canada watching us, guessing it's middle of the night, especially on the west coast. So just getting the drones up and ready to catch Dexter. So here we go, Dexter Manning, 8th place. So because of the Q1, Q2, Q3, whatever happens here, Dexter Manning can't qualify worse than 8th. If you're in Q3, you're not going to be able to drop down to 9th. He had a good race yesterday in the QS race, finished in 2nd place behind Oscar Gutierrez. Gutierrez had a good first run, but wasn't able to get out of Q2. So Dexter Manning, Canadian, looking nice on this top section here. He's really benefited from having a lot of time on the course. Gets that slide into turn number 4. Trying to look at the exit speed. Nice a pinch in that line there, Dexter Manning. 2:26.773. His best time so far coming in Q2. 4.386 off of the pace in Q2. I'll try that again. Through turn 5 now, and this, the build up to turn 6, and Dexter Manning's put a really nice run down together. So now it's about getting into that slide and really taking the speed off, and then cuts the apex nicely, runs it out, and that's a job well done from Dexter Manning. Trying to keep it low now. This is where it really builds up on these stand-ups, on these boards, and I like what Manning's doing here. He's definitely going to be a threat tomorrow in the head-to-head racing. He's really taken to this course nicely. Some of the guys, of course, have had the advantage of racing here back in October. So for the athletes coming in, the extra training time and free ride time that they've had has been really beneficial for these athletes. And it's leveling the playing field a little bit, giving everyone more time to ride. Has had a little bit of a wobble there from Dexter Manning, but he's still upright. Give a shout out to Dexter sponsors Land Yachts, Rogue Trucks, Venom Wheels, Bones Bearings through turn 10. There's that slide going the right hand down on those pucks. Solid work from Dexter Manning, and he's now got the finish line within his sights. Through turn 11, get over to that right-hand side of the road. Finish line in sight for Dexter Manning. He's done it. His job is all complete. I think we're going to have a co-commentator, folks. Bear with me a second. Just got to get these mics set up. Done it before. Follow my lead, okay? Right, have we got a time for Dexter Manning? 2:25.793. So decent time for Dexter Manning. Pleased to introduce in the commentary box Mr. Adam Westphal. Adam, great to have your company. You can actually bring it to life for the viewers.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
How's your day gone so far? 11th place.
Going good. 11th place, not too bad. I was able to cut a lot of time off from yesterday, so pretty happy with where I'm sitting. Would love to be a little higher, but we'll take it for today. So safe runs.
It's all about tomorrow, though, isn't it?
It is. It's tomorrow's a big day. So.
Nice one. And how have you enjoyed riding this hill for the first time this week?
Well, I tell you what, man, it's a wild ride. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but happy to be here, safe, on day 4. So it's a lot though. It'll take a lot out of you.
Absolutely. It's so this is my second time here, and you're seeing more of the riders just getting more confident on it, but coming in for the first time and looking at it must be like, what?
Yeah, it takes a couple days for your brain to just adjust to the speed and adjust to the to the grade of it, so it feels more comfortable every day.
How much do you think that qualifying really matters for tomorrow? Because obviously head-to-head, you get that start position, but it's all about the tactics in the race tomorrow as Antoan Carotti gets underway.
Well, I would say it is important, but it's not the most important thing in the world. And here on a track like this, you're going to see some big splits. So this is the type of track where you're able to pick up a lot of seconds. It's not uncommon to see the top 10 maybe a little more spread out than usual. So, for me, sitting a few seconds behind, Paul, I'm not too worried about it at this point. But, we'll certainly be looking to those top riders to see what they can put down tomorrow.
Antoan Carotti, certainly one of the top riders. He picked up 3rd place in race 2 here last year. He's put down a good series of qualifying runs. The Frenchman into turn 5 here, and talk us through as Antoine's building towards turn 6. What's going through his mind?
You can see those G-forces he's working against with his arms there. Look at those, and he finally gets them back together behind his back as he gets through the turn. But you could see him fighting through that. That's how you know he's pushing against it. Big Pindy slide in, and kind of misses the apex there, but keeps it on the track. So let's see how that affects his speed into the straight here.
Yeah, he's not quite had the exit speed I think he'd have wanted out of turn 6, but you just got to recover and keep on going.
There's a lot of track left at this point, so from that point down, you just got to put your head down and point it into this turn. So we've got the infamous crack corner coming up right now, and you can see him get his arms out for balance, gets way inside, gets a hand down, but he's looking comfortable. Gets him back behind his back, staying low here. Antoan Carotti, a lot of these guys skate really low, these French skaters. They like to keep it really low like that. So looking really comfortable in the drift there. Let's see if he can get a little more inside there. Not super inside on that, but he milks it on the exit. Absolutely. Gets out to the bales there. And so we've just got the one drift corner left. Let's see if he can hold it together through that and get a decent time put down here still. Very comfortable looking drift.
Yeah, he's done a nice job through that one. Then this section here where it's building up again into turn number 11. And we had some big moments on this section last year. Last turn for Carotti. Let's see what he can put together. I don't know how quick the times are going to come through. I might have to refresh. Let's see. He's maybe not going to be as happy as he would have wanted after that one. There was one or two little moments in there.
We saw him kind of miss that apex in turn 6, and I think that's going to affect him. But, he looked comfortable through a lot of other parts of the course. Let's see how that time comes through.
2:27.043 is what I'm seeing, which
it's not a bad time, but
identical to his Q2 time, apparently, according to this. So we'll double-check everything for you. But Dexter Manning, 2:25.793.
Yeah, and those 5s and 6s, that's what you're really going to want to see around this time of the day, maybe even faster. 2:27, still a strong time, though. It's a time to be proud of.
Well, we're ready for the next rider, Fabio Minning from Switzerland. He's on the start line. He had a big improvement for Minning, 2:30 in Q1, and then dropped in with a 2:26.
Yeah, he must have been playing it safe in the first run.
You didn't want to play it too safe on that run 1, but
and I reckon he was close to the limit.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, but he's in here. You can see the wind blowing around.
This is a big guy. This is a physical guy, so it'll be fun to see him kick into this course here.
He's not the sort of guy you're lining up next to him. You know you're in for a good
you're
race, aren't you?
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah.
I wanted to ask actually as well. It's pretty windy around here at the top. Are you feeling it out on the course, or is it's more sheltered down that side? I think
it is a little bit. I didn't really notice it, but I think it is probably affecting the course. But I didn't feel it personally. But there's so much wind when you're moving that speed anyway. It's hard to tell. But we do have some breeze coming in.
Yeah.
It seems to be pretty consistent, though, not picking up huge gusts.
Well, as long as we don't get the thunderstorms that we were expecting, that would cause a few problems.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I can't even imagine this track in the rain.
Yeah. So Fabio Minning getting under. We can see that power, the physicality in his riding straight out of the start. Drone picking him up early into turn 1.
It's looking good through here. So this is the first goofy rider of Q3, I believe, that we've seen so far. So let's see how he takes this differently.
Do you think there's any advantage to regular goofy on this course?
I do. I think the general consensus is that there's a pretty significant goofy advantage here. There's a lot of left tuck lean corners that are a lot easier if you're going toe side. And then almost all the drifts are heel side. Which many people find that easier. So I do think it's a goofy advantage. But, at the same time, Diego's on pole and won last year on day 2. So, apparently not too big of an advantage.
End of the day, you got to ride well, haven't you? So
right.
There's another bit of resurfacing work that you can see there. The drone giving you that beautiful view of the hill coming into turn 6 now for Fabio.
It's a big pindy down. Misses the apex a little bit, but not too bad. Got inside a good bit there. Looks like he had to hit it with the 1-2, a little pindy and then an extra drift there.
There's not too many different styles through turn 6 because it's so tight. It's such a low speed corner. You've only really got
pretty much the only option is to dump a huge pindy. It's all we've seen go successfully so far, except for a couple of riders. But that seems to be the primary option. Fabio keeping it low. Arms coming out a little bit, but not too bad. And you can see him air braking a little, getting ready for that drift. Puts down a small and early drift. Let's see. It looks like maybe he's getting a second skid in there, but maybe he's just turning really hard. It's a little hard to see.
I was going to say, put that in early, and sometimes just managing that speed early can give you the line that you want to be on and try and nail that exit speed. But it's the first guy in Q3 we've seen do that.
Looking super comfortable through the last drift. Looks like no problem for Fabio on that one.
At this section, you're just thinking about just trying to keep that board as straight as possible, avoid a wobble. And
just trying to keep it straight through there. And that turn, it's not a sharp turn, but at that speed, it starts to feel like one.
So Fabio Minning in with a 2:26.563, according to this. I don't my system's saying it's the same as Q2, so I'm going to ignore it's not going to be the same as Q2.
We have an error there,
so there could be an error in the system somewhere. We're going to work off the info that we have, but we'll time check. All right, so Fabio Minning safely down. Now that's the most important thing. We're going to double check some of those times as well, because the Q3 times are all saying the same as Q2. Looks like we've got another interview. So we've got Gemma lined up with Adrian Payel for another little interview for you. So take it away, Gemma.
Problems with our audio before, but things seem to be working perfectly now. Talk to me about your last 2 runs, how you're doing time-wise, how everything's feeling.
Good. No, it's feeling good. I think it's getting a little hotter, so we'll see how this run turns out. But my last 2 runs have been pretty good. I'm sitting P2 and Q2, but we got to put it all together for Q3, so we'll see how we do it.
Tell me, how important are qualifying times today in regard to racing tomorrow? How does this affect the whole situation?
I mean, for us, it's pretty important because it's fun to see who gets down the hill the fastest. But in the strategy, especially with the format that after the first round, the race winner gets priority, it kind of takes away some of the importance. But there's still going to be 2 first places, so it still carries some importance. But I don't think it matters that much.
Talk to me a little bit about the racetrack here in Erzincan. It's the first time you've been here, I think. So far, first impressions, what do you think?
Yeah, no, the racetrack here is amazing. It's been a lot of fun figuring it out. I got lucky because all my friends came here last year, so I kind of got to follow them down. I didn't have to discover it myself. But we've had a lot of days of practice, so at this point I think I'm just about at my limit. So it's a good feeling.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Adrian. We'll let you get focused and ready for your race. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thanks, Gemma. Thanks, Adrian. And great job grabbing these interviews. And it's been massive thanks to the riders giving time up when they're in the middle of qualifying as well. So we've just been double checking some of those times as well. The Q3 times that we've been giving out are correct. It is still Dexter Manning, 2:25.793 with the quickest time so far. So Dexter's just moving up a couple of spots here.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Antoine's the one that's going to be a little disappointed going slower in Q3. We are getting ready for Stefano Barbatti. He's an experienced rider, isn't he?
This is a veteran rider that we're seeing here, so it'll be interesting to see what he's doing today. This is one of the oldest riders on the course, and we've seen him race well time and time again. Has done well here in past years, so this should be exciting to watch.
Former world champion, world champion, so he knows how to get it done. Been racing over 10 years, 34 years old, 3-time Italian champion as well, and we know they make some great riders in Italy. This is going to be all-out attack, isn't it, from Stefano?
Oh yeah, he wants to show that he has got it and he is ready to put it down right now. So let's see what he's got to do. He's not going to leave anything left on this track. He's got a strong start so far. He's looking really comfortable through 4, so everything looking good so far. Let's see how he can do in 5. Goofy rider coming through 5. They're able to get over on their board a lot coming through toe side like that. So look at that strong tuck lean all the way through. Arms, knee locked. Everything looking fantastic. So set up carve and then hits the pendy. Looking pretty good.
Oh, I think he's had a problem there.
And he's just barely made it through. Maybe he can pick up some time in the rest of this course, but it looks like he almost hit the mattresses there.
Yeah, I think he had to make a pretty big recovery there. Apologies, we just lost that. But it'll be reflected in the clock, that's for sure, at the bottom. But it was all going so well up until turn 6 for Barbatti.
Clean through the crack. And this is the only turn that's definitely harder for goofy riders is this long right sweeper right here. It's a heel side tuck lean for them, and that's a really hard direction to get your weight over on your board, but looking pretty comfortable through it, dropping a knee a little bit. Gets the drift done. And it looks like he's pulling great speed out of turn 9. Excellent, right up against the bales.
Again, what you were saying about the goofy rider on the toe side here. But now into turn 10. This is where there's going to be this is your last chance to really try and make a move in tomorrow's race, unless you can draft through this section. Yeah, and you get the exit right into the draft.
And you're going to need both for that to work. You're going to need exit speed and draft speed. So you got to put the whole system together if you want to make a pass between turn 10 and the finish line.
So turn 11 for Barbatti. He's building towards the finish line. Let's see the time for Stefano. We might just have to refresh it. Have we got a time? 2:20. Bear with me. It's flashing up somewhere. I'll just do a refresh on it. So Barbatti, 2:27.485 for Barbatti. So definitely having a little problem in there.
Little problem in 6 is probably accounting for most of that time. Yeah. And that's still a time to be proud of, but probably not what Barbatti was looking to put down right now.
All right, we've got Gemma with, I believe, she's with Greguar Schwab. So over to you, Gemma.
All right, Greg, I'm here joined by Greg. Little catch up before he heads into Q3. Greg, talk to me about your first 2 runs today, how it went.
So first one was pretty good. I had a pretty fast one. Still had a few things to change, so let's say seconds to win. Then second run was pretty fast too, but I missed the corner and had a lot of wind too in the big corner, so I think that's where I lost a lot of time. So we'll see what we get now.
What is the most challenging part of this track?
I'd say it's the fast chicanes because you have to be the most aerodynamical possible, and it's like the fastest part of the track as well. So you're going 110, and you have to be as aero as possible and managing speed wobbles. So
Definitely not easy. Can you talk to me a little bit? You were here last year. Compare the differences in the track from last year to this year.
So last year we were here in October, I think. So I think way colder, and I'd say that they fixed a few things on the track that makes it like way more enjoyable. Like the big crack that we used to take at like 110, and which was pretty insane. And for me, it's like black and white because it's like I was injured last year a bit, so it was like really not comfortable at all for me. So now I'm really enjoying it. So it's really nice.
Super. Well, we're glad you're enjoying it. We'll let you get focused, ready for your next race. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank
you.
He sure has, and I tell you what, it's wild to hear him say that he was injured and a little uncomfortable last year because the footage I saw he looked pretty comfortable. I tell you what, he was threading the needle through some pretty rowdy crashes, and uncomfortable is not a word I would use to describe him. So he must be feeling very comfortable now.
He looked pretty good last year, 6th and 5th place, winning the Conti final in race 2. We've got Owen Fox ready to go. Owen that injury last year, which meant he was able to come take your spot here. So
yeah, well,
glad to see him
racing. He can avoid that fate this year.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great to have his company, but we want to see Owen racing. And for me, having seen him the last couple of years being involved in this sport, he's going from strength to strength.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a guy who's been developing for the last few years, and we've seen a lot of growth out of him. So it'll be really exciting to see what he does this race and the whole rest of this season. This guy is a rider that trains a lot, puts a lot of time in. So I think he's really going to see the rewards of that this year.
And taking that victory at Soldiers of Downhill as well was a big moment for him.
Huge.
See what it meant to him. And he's not hanging back here, is he?
No, he is not.
This is a aggressive start from Owen.
Let's see. So he's coming into 5, and you can see he's not going for the tuck lean line through 5. He's going to go ahead and just squat a little bit, get low on it. Like I said, those regular riders coming through that, that's kind of the way you got to go through sometimes. But he looked pretty comfortable through it still. Comfortable in the drift. Can he put it in? Excellent line through 6, and he's gonna be reaping the benefits of that clean line all the way down the straightaway here.
Really maintaining that speed through the turn as well.
And so right here in the track is where your brain doesn't want to be going faster, but you know you need to go faster. So you just put it in, cross over the crack clean. Love that. And then this is where he's really going to shine right here. He's going to try to hold that tuck lean all the way through the right. Oh, loses his arms a little bit there, but still going to be able to put it down in the drift and take it way wide right to get a strong entrance into that left. And that's a nice line through 9.
We're liking this run from Owen Fox. We're going to see what the clock says. Trust me, I'm working on getting us some split times in future years. And keeping it all really controlled, really smooth run from Owen Fox. And on this type of course, that can be pretty rewarding. So last turn for Owen Fox here. We'll see if we get a time quickly. I may have to just refresh the timing screen on the laptop for you. So Owen Fox goes in at top spot, 2:23.7.
Taking it in. Wow, incredible. Nice. And that's it. We saw that time building all the way down. I can't say I'm surprised, but wow, fantastic time from Owen. And I mean, clocking into that 2:23 zone, that is really, really something. So that's where we're going to see. I think we're going to see some more folks try and hit that 2:23, and it's going to be exciting. He's going to
be pumped with that run as well. He takes over in the lead, 2 seconds quicker than Dexter Manning, who I believe is with Gemma. So we'll go back to Gemma, and she's going to have a quick chat with Dexter.
All right, thanks so much. I'm here with Dexter Manning. Dexter, it's your first time here in Turkey, first time racing this course. You've been having an amazing result so far. Talk me through it.
Yeah, it's been good. I had to race the QS race earlier, so I think that helped kind of build up the weekend slowly. And
Yeah, just to explain to people, you had 2 extra days of racing here, right?
yeah. It's my first WDSC race, so I had to race into the bracket. So it was a good way to build up the weekend slowly. It's an intimidating track, so it was nice to build the pace in slowly up until this last Q3 lap. So happy with how it worked out.
Talk to me about your times that you've had in today's races.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, same thing with today, just trying to build up slowly and not make too many mistakes through Q3, Q2, and then try and lay down the fastest lap I can in Q2 or Q3. And I think Owen just got me, but I was sitting P1 at the end, so that was the goal.
How do you prepare mentally for this? How are you ready, preparing yourself for tomorrow's big day?
I mean, we found out in the QS race, racing is way different than qualifying, so I have to have a bunch of options for lines into a bunch of the corners and know when to be patient and when it's time to push in the heat. So I think I got good kind of test run through it in the QS race, so I'm feeling confident, more so than if we hadn't done that.
Fantastic. Can you tell me what your first impressions are of Turkey and Erzincan in general? Are you enjoying your time here?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool coming to places like this. Like, I would have never been here if it wasn't for this race, and it's cool to see it. It's a beautiful place, beautiful venue. So yeah, we're stoked.
Thanks so much, Dexter. Thanks for giving us your time. Good luck. We'll let you get focused for tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, Dexter's got to be happy with how his day has gone, and he's stoked. The general vibe, though, amongst all of the riders is pretty good.
The vibe is good. Yeah, spirits are very high around here. We've had great weather. We've had a cleanly run event, so I think everyone is in pretty good spirits. No serious injuries yet. We'd love to see that. So, yeah, it's been a great event so far.
So, Greguar Schwab, still only 21 years old.
He's a young gun, and it shows in his skating. This is a guy you're going to see some new school skating here. This is a guy that puts a lot of weight on his trucks. I mean, you'll see him drift, and he does his drifts. I swear they look like stand-up slides. It's like a stand-up slide where it just happens to be touching his hand down at the same time. It's a bizarre style, and it's it is exciting to watch. So
already got a big pedigree. European junior champion 2019. Third in WDSC in 2022, 6th last season with the 2 races here. But he wants to go one better than last season, get into the final through turn 4.
Wow, I'm braking so late for that turn, but just flossing it through, no problem. So he's definitely going to have picked up some time in that turn.
I mean, this is a guy that is just riding constantly. You see his content he's producing from his home roads in Switzerland. There's snow everywhere, and he's just out all conditions, just riding all the time.
And when he's not skating in Switzerland, he's in America. He's going down to
he's
in
been
the
in China
U.S.,
twice.
South America. He's all over the place. So looking really comfortable through the heel side there.
Oh, that was fast.
Wow,
that was fast.
Absolutely, he is moving through there.
Got to give a shout out to Greg's sponsor, Scooper Energy, Peak Punk 88 Wheels, and BWE. They're giving him great support to allow him to do what he does and create the content that thousands and thousands of people are enjoying. But right now, for Schwab, it is all about the qualifying time, and Owen Fox has laid one down at 2:23.735. But the Swiss young gun here is on a charge.
Absolutely on a warpath. I think we're going to see a really fast time come out of this if he can put it together for the rest of the run.
Drone almost out of range, but there's Greg again, still going.
It just finds its way to keep up with him.
He is just pinching. He's using every bit of the road, isn't he?
He really is. And this is a guy that's very dynamic. You're going to see him cross back and forth on the road a lot.
So through turn 10 for Greguar Schwab. Got experience of this hill last season, but now fully fit. As fit as anyone can be in this game, because you guys do take some slams a lot of the time. But through turn 11, let's keep our eyes on the beautiful new graphic on the left-hand side of your screen. What is Greguar Schwab going to set here? 2:23.735 was the target. It's a new quickest time.
And Schwab takes it. Wow.
2:22. Anything under that 2:23 is rapid.
That is a staggering pace.
All right, we're going to take just a very, very short break, and we've got 2 to go. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Caroline watcher, PG Lane collar, 911 slider. Look at my garages, synced up, get the genie at the bottom and point at any model. Go.
Heard you got that deep for me. Real love is deep for me. I'ma make you go weak for me. Make you wait a whole week for me. I see you watching, feeling. I know you want it, scheming. I know you need it, trouble, Lord. You want it all, you don't. I know you need love. I need some too. Do you want this like it wants you? Know that booty gon' do what it want to. Can't hit it one time, comfortable. I know you see this red racks on me. Now come and get high. 20, 40, 80 out the trap. Hit it with the rap, put it on the map. Then we right back. Call me when you wanna get high. Tony Montana with the racks. I be P on my bag, double G's on my dash. Nigga, I'm bad. I'm bad. When you wanna get, well, you can't get no higher than this. No, cause love don't get no higher than this. No. Grind, boy, you know I grind. When I pull up to change your mind. Your mind, when I step on the scene, man. Can't wait to back it up. Your ex still a dope, but it ain't crack enough. I'm supplying my man, I'm in demand. Soon as I land, just know I roll with them goons. In case you start acting familiar, this kind of love, big business, whole slab. But you can't get no higher.
Welcome back, everyone. We have got two riders left to go. Adrian Payel and Diego Poncelet, two of the quickest men on this hill. But Greguar Schwab has set a new quickest time, 2:22.992. Payel, 23-year-old, representing France, gets us moving. This is a guy to watch this weekend.
Payel has been looking super comfortable all weekend, and I think he might have a couple tricks up his sleeve. So let's see if he pulls something out here in this run today.
The man sponsored by Seismic Skate Tech, Madrid Skateboards, Becker foot brake soles as well. Got a lot of that's a great target set by Schwab, but Payel, aggressive but smooth where he needs to be, blending all the skills. This is a hill that tests out everything.
Everything. You need straight line speed. You need to be able to drift comfortably on really steep grades at a very high rate of speed. So you need to be able to tuck lean. You have to push. I mean, you need everything for this hill. And Payel keeping it locked through 5. He's going to be happy with that move.
Standing up a little earlier,
air braking a little bit. I think maybe he came through 5. He came through 5 pretty quick, and so he said, "Yeah, maybe I'll shave a little off with the air brake before I drop the drift. Make sure I get through 6 safe," which he did.
And he got that exit speed out of 6.
Absolutely,
it was looking nice, and now bottom half of the course.
A little air brake into that turn is worth a lot of exit speed. So he'll be happy with that. Comfortable over the crack, no wobble, no flinch, and keeping it really tight through the sweeper. And that's one of the tightest we've seen a Goofy rider keep it through that sweeper yet. So that's exciting to see. Really small drift.
He put the air brake in again, and obviously that's his plan. He's been working on that.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
There was no more tarmac left
That's not 1 inch left there.
Okay, Payel
Payel, can he hold it together for the last turn? Keeping it wide through that turn.
Oh, yeah,
A wider line
a little
through
bit
that.
there. So 2:22.992 the target time for Payel to go into top spot. The finish line is just about in sight for the Frenchman. Keeping it low, keeping it tight, and Payel crosses the line. All eyes on the left-hand side of your screen. 2:22.992 the target time. 2:22.
And he takes it. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Well, that air brake and that different
Absolutely.
tactics, it's worked. But 0.321, the difference. Gemma's grabbed another rider. I'm not quite sure who. It's Andy Spate from Street Luge. So Gemma's with Andy Spate.
Here by Andy, one of our Luge contestants. Andy, thanks a lot for taking the time to chat with us. Run me through what went down today and how your races went for you.
Well, the first race, the first qualifier, I was actually a second slower than I had been most of yesterday. Corner 6 doing what it usually does, scrubbing off a lot on the inside and not carrying the speed through. The second qualifier, a lot cleaner run. Wheels were worn in, bearings were warmed up, and I managed to knock 5 seconds off. Unfortunately, I've only moved up one space. I was from 6th place after the first qualifier, and I'm now in 5th place for the finals tomorrow.
Are you ready for tomorrow? What are you doing to prepare mentally? Are you focused?
I'm just here to enjoy it. I know who the other guys are, and I know who the past competitors are. I'm lucky to be able to race against these guys. Yeah, I've had a lot of training to try and keep up so that I actually qualify for this race.
Fantastic, congratulations. Can you tell me a little bit about the technical aspects of this course, what you think about it? Were you here also last year?
I was here last year. Last year we did 2 races here and I finished 4th on the first day and 2nd on the second day. So I have got a bit of an advantage over everybody else because I have actually run this track a few times before last year. But it's that sort of track, it really does sort the men from the boys, if you know what I mean.
And what do you think about the changes on the course, the repair work that's been done compared to last year? Do you feel the differences?
You don't really, as a luger, we don't notice the changes, but it has actually made the track faster. Everybody's times are going a lot faster. I've already put 2 miles an hour on last year's. Top speed was 66 this year. So far, it's 68.
Very impressive stuff. Thank you so much, Andy, for joining us. We look forward to watching you race tomorrow and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Andy. And he's brought with him a couple of extra Brits as well to bolster the luge field. So we've got one man left to go. It all comes down to this run. Diego Poncelet is just about the fastest man on a board.
Eyes have been on Diego since the very start here, and this is a guy who lives and breathes downhill skateboarding. And this is a track that's well suited for him. Those who watched him as far back as Vulcan. I mean, you put this guy on a big, burly track that absolutely tests you to the limit, and he just thrives. So he's loving this track here this weekend. He loved it last year, and I think we're going to see something really cool go down right now.
He took a 3rd and a 1st last year to grab the world title, just by 3 points over Harry Clark, who's unfortunately wasn't able to make it. Harry, if you're tuning in, we miss you. Hopefully see you at the next round. It all went down to that last race. So here we go, last man on course in Q3. It's this for pole position. Diego Poncelet, the 2023 WDSC champion, 24-year-old, sponsored by WIB 9.81 and UB. He just gets into that beautiful position, his riding style so early, and the speed just builds so quick.
And he's got this is a guy with a perfect tuck, and wow, and a great line through 4. Just textbook work by Diego Poncelet. And just another look at that immaculate tuck. I mean, this is a guy who stays tight, he stays low, he stays flat.
Well, he's been in the wind tunnel, hasn't he?
Oh,
working on it.
He's probably spent more time in a wind tunnel than almost any other rider. Comfortable through 5. Pulling the same move as Owen there, getting low. And just, absolutely textbook toe side form. Pokes it out a little extra.
If you're coaching young kids, that's what you want to show them.
That's
for that
what you
type
want
of
them
turn.
to see. I mean, he just has so much power in those wheels when he's sliding. I tell you, it looks like no one else. So he's going to be happy with that line through 6, I think.
I think we might be losing that drone. Let's hopefully we can hope that we can pick him up on another drone somewhere. Well, Poncelet on the bottom half of the course. Apologies, folks. Sometimes the tech just doesn't play ball. So we've got a problem with the drone. We've lost connection. So we're just going to keep our eyes on the timing. Let's see. It's 2:22.671. We're back in the start, so there's no more riding and qualifying. It is all about the time of Diego Poncelet.
For all you Diego Poncelet fans at home, you're just going to have to sit and hope and imagine him absolutely smacking through these turns, because he is not aware of that drone backing off, and I guarantee you he's not backing off. So he's pulling speed through every turn.
Let's just keep an eye. Let's see what comes in here. Do apologize, folks, but it can't be far away now. 2:22.671. That is the target time of Adrian Payel. What a time for the drone to go. 2:21.
Oh, he's in the 221s. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And I tell you,
7.57.
wow, would love to see where he pulled off an extra bit of time there, but
he's done it by nearly a second.
0.9, and unbelievable. I mean, really a staggering jump there. And you know, can't say I'm surprised, because this is a man who has been pulling stunts like this all weekend. So no surprises from Diego, but impressive as always.
He knows the hill better than anyone, combined with everything else that he puts into his riding, and it is no surprise. But man, that was fast. Well, Adam, it's been great to have you alongside. Wishing you the best of luck
Thanks
tomorrow.
for having me.
Any final thoughts from what we've seen just in qualifying? It's going to be a seriously good race.
It's going to be a really good race, you know, and I think we're going to see even a better race than last year. You know, last year we had a lot of crashing, and this year everybody's looking really comfortable, really dialed. Folks have had more time with the hills, so should be a fantastic race tomorrow. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure, Adam. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck tomorrow. Thanks, everyone that's tuned in today. Apologies again for the problems that we've had, but hopefully you enjoyed that last hour or so of action. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep an eye on social media, and we'll give you the start time for when we are able to go live. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.